great.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay.
This is just after the summit talk, real talk with Dwayne and Michelle.
Okay.
So, how was the summit for you?
It was great. It was nice to be able to be in front of different entrepreneurs that
Hmm.
maybe I didn't know or I wasn't aware of, and able to get to meet them. And I was a very busy bee at that time, so with the book
Yes.
launch and with the podcast, so I didn't get to do as much as I would have loved to, but
Hmm.
um, I was extremely excited to see some of the people that I knew that were able to take their game to a whole nother level. And so I'm
Yes.
really looking forward to whenever I get a chance to actually step back and actually look at some of my friends and watch their lives that they recorded. I'm
Hmm.
really curious to see how much they have up leveled their game. And so for me, that's one of the most beautiful things about networking, but also, when you're around these great people, is to
Hmm.
watch them up level as you up level. And
Right.
so,
Like we're a community.
right.
So, and
And
it's all
so,
about helping each other grow.
right. And so there was, there's probably anywhere between probably a small number, 5 to probably
Uh-huh.
15 that I know and I've networked with, and some of
Hmm.
them I've coached, and some of them I've just given pointers. So I'm just kind of curious how much they've grown since the last time that I've spoken with them.
Right. And you had said you had pivoted your speech at the last minute.
Oh yeah. So
Can you
it
tell
wasn't
us a
just the
little bit about that?
sure. Yeah, yeah. So sometimes you feel like you have the message that you want delivered. And
Hmm.
for me, I felt like the message that I wanted to deliver changed. Um, I woke up that morning and I felt, like even though I've practiced this a little bit, or I had the bullet points, it just wasn't the right time for that. And so
Right.
I pivoted to something else. And there's times where I was like, I wasn't sure what step to take, but I
Hmm.
knew I just followed my instinct
You
and
followed
followed
your
my heart.
instinct and your heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the most important part is as a
Yes.
speaker is when you prepare something, or you
Hmm.
even bullet points, like, and you just take it and throw it in the trash, not because it's just not the right message at the right time.
Right. And what advice would you give somebody who was going to be speaking at a summit, or maybe it's their first time? Because we had some first timers too.
Yeah, so I would say my advice is to be yourself
Hmm.
and to be authentic. So
Yes.
if you talk slow, you say okay. I would rather you say than act act differently.
Right.
Like, just be yourself because the audience knows.
Hmm.
I mean, look at me right now. I'm not this high energy
Hmm.
person like Tony Robbins, because that's not me. And if I came in and I was real high energy, then I would be fake. And
Right.
honestly, that's so what most people don't realize is love is they think that's the strongest vibration you could have. It's actually not. Authenticity is. It's
Hmm.
actually 4,000 times more powerful than love. So
Right.
if people think that love is, it's really not. It's authenticity. And so that's a beautiful thing. But, I think as a first time speaker, I think they get too over prepared,
Hmm.
and they prepare a script. And a script, it has obstacles. A lot of people don't realize when you're scripted, there's obstacles, because if that script doesn't go correctly, then you
Hmm.
have nothing to pivot from. But if you just go and have bullet points and go into your
Hmm.
message, it's something that you already know because you're teaching it.
Right.
And I feel like that would be my best advice
Hmm.
to them is to not script, to know your material, but teach it. Don't look at like I gotta be this or I gotta be that or I have to have this
Right.
PowerPoint. If you notice, I didn't have a PowerPoint.
No, you
Like,
didn't know.
And I don't know how many speakers, I haven't got a chance to watch, but how many
Hmm.
speakers didn't have a PowerPoint? Like there's just there's ways to relay your message. It's
Hmm.
all about how you relay your message. And I think
Hmm.
that's the most important part.
And you had some stuff coming out during the summit. So, could you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I have just dove into the podcasting. And so I really, I was launching the podcast, which was something that's been in the works for since the first of the year. And then I had been working on two books, and I had them three-quarters of the way done, and I lost them. But what is kind of beautiful is this book came out of it. And
Awesome.
yeah, so this book is it's called The Bounce Back Blueprint, Become Bulletproof. And I had people that wanted me to pivot away from the cover. They were just
Hmm.
like, "That's too raw. That's too," and I was like, "No." I was like, "That's what I want to do." Um,
Right.
but it has a basketball with a hole in it, and from the incident that I was in, the
Hmm.
bullet missed me, thank God. But
Yes.
honestly, it took a piece of my soul, it took a piece of my heart,
Hmm.
it took a part of my innocence, and so that's the reason that the design is with a huge hole in that basketball. So I have this wonderful. I feel this is the book that I needed when I was going through my stuff.
Yeah.
Um, this is your this is the blueprint for the people who are looking to be more resilient. I talk
Hmm.
about the things that I was doing and the science behind it when I found out about the science behind it.
Hmm.
But as a basketball player, we're taught to take a deep breath when we're getting ready to be. We need to be calm for free throws or in late game situations. And so I
Hmm.
just applied those things in life, and then I made the book and to give the people, when you're going through a situation,
Hmm.
do these things, and those things will help you get back and it'll help you bounce back. And so, ultimately, the whole thing is to make you have a bulletproof mindset. It's not
Right.
literal. You're not really bulletproof. We're
Right.
not Superman, but you
No,
can
we're
have that.
not.
You can have that Superman bulletproof mindset through the book. And
Hmm.
so, um, that's why I brought it out. Actually, I'll share a story.
Hmm.
Someone that I knew, I went to a grocery store, ran into him, and the date was going to be in June. The date was going to be late June,
Hmm.
and I felt like that person needed my book that right then. And I almost gave him like the rough draft of this book, and
Hmm.
I was like, what would be really cool is like, what if I dropped this book on the third anniversary of the shooting? So that's
Right.
why it was dropped on May 16th. But also, to hand deliver this guy a copy because I believe he just needs it. And so
Yeah.
that's the reason that I rushed to get it out. Um, I was working till like the last few moments getting everything out. So
Hmm.
that's while the summit was going on, I was rushing, trying to make sure I
To
had
get your book
everything.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, to get the book, but also like it has like some PDF links. It has some different like multi. It's not just a book. There's
Hmm.
different parts of it where there's like links to PDFs and things like that. And so I was just checking, make
Amazing.
sure those things are in.
Hmm.
Um, I wanted people to really know that I care, but
Hmm.
the book is about serving others.
Right.
My whole life is about serving
Sure.
others. I'm
Yes.
not I'm a wash the feet type person. I'm not just like, hey, this is an ego thing because it definitely isn't. And so
Right.
that's the reason for the book. Um, excuse me. And then I had a couple of big podcast moments while you guys were on Summit. We're on Summits. I was
Uh huh.
recording three podcasts. I was actually recording three podcasts with
You
people who are
were.
social. Yeah, so social media influencers. One has 1 million. I was on one with I can't say the name right now
That's
because
okay. That's
I'm
okay.
still I'm not under an NDA. I don't have the green light. But
Hmm.
a lot of different social media influencers and some
Hmm.
TEDx people have reached out to me and asked me to come on their show or they came on my show. And
Hmm.
so that was all during that one period. And
Right.
honestly, and another cool thing that happened, I think it was the day after I spoke, is I got to meet Dr. Joe Vitale on one of my group Zooms. And
Awesome.
so that's the thing is like I'm leveling up, but I'm getting in rooms that like I'm like, how did I get here? And
Right.
how I was able to get there was just that um you ask, and when you ask, you receive. If you don't
Yes.
ask, you don't
Don't
receive. And
receive. Yeah.
yeah, and that's actually a really good speech from I'm in Jim Rohn's mentor tree. So
Mm-hmm.
Jim Rohn mentored my mentor, Melvin Turner Sr.,
Mm-hmm.
and Melvin mentored Jim Rohn in public speaking. So I'm in some rarefied air for sure.
Yeah. Yes, that would be a great talk.
Yeah, and so Jim talks about if you do not ask, there's no way for you to receive it.
That is
And
true.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's an amazing conversation with him, or a speech with him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you break it apart and you actually have a conversation, think about all the times that like I wouldn't have known if you wanted me beyond your summit unless you asked me, right?
Right. I reached
So
out.
you
I asked you. Yep.
exactly, same thing as like with this book. I had to ask people for their opinion, and how can I get this book out at a certain time. So I had
Mm-hmm.
to get different people's knowledge, but I had to ask for it before I could receive it. And so I think we don't ask enough. I'll be honest,
Yeah,
I just don't think we ask enough. And
that's true.
yeah, I mean, and so I love when people ask me for things,
Mm-hmm.
because if I can deliver them, I'm going to deliver them because I know that they're things that they want or they need.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%.
Sorry, my throat was getting dry. But you
Uh-huh.
know, getting back to the summit, like these people, like these are some of these people are established, some of these people aren't.
Yes.
So the thing is the people who are established, they have to be able to be, hey, I'm this beacon of light, and these other people look to me to be able to facilitate
Mm-hmm.
and give them pointers and those type of things. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm a willing participant to anyone that reaches out. I'm willing to help them out. I'm also a business coach. I don't
Yeah.
do, I don't put myself out there as much as
Mm-hmm.
a business coach because I'm doing my other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the thing is you're not going to find anyone else that cares more. Like
Right.
you're not going to find that person, but you're also, most people are not transparent enough because they don't want you to think that they can't coach. And that's another thing is in this
Yeah.
coaching spectrum, there's so many coaches that aren't really good coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be your friend and those type of things. I want you to be better tomorrow than you were today.
Today.
Same thing I
And be
do.
able
Like,
to grow. Yes.
yeah, I think it's extremely important, but I'm very transparent. I'm not a coach for everyone because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't want to be called out for their mistakes. I'm willing to
Mm-hmm.
call you out, but I'm also showing you, hey, here's the mistake you're making, but here let's fix it. How
Mm-hmm.
can I support you to fix it? Where a lot of coaches are like, well, you should do this, and I don't like this logo. Like it's all very opinion based, and I feel like that's a mistake. And
Mm-hmm.
so, the coaching landscape, there's a lot of things that I would like to see get dismantled, but
Mm-hmm.
truly, there just needs to be more coaches that actually care.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And we took people from all walks of life, men, women, newbies, seasoned professionals. And that was the great thing. So you could see perspectives from everybody's side. So that was
Yeah,
something that I wanted too. Yeah.
no, I think that's really great, and it allows the people who are seasoned veterans to be able to mentor some of these other people and
Mm-hmm.
show them the same way that Melvin did me when I
Mm-hmm.
showed up at a networking event. He was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "This is not how you do it." He's like, "This is how you do it."
Yeah.
He's like, and that's the thing is you just never know who's all in here. There might be somebody who was at their first summit and they
True.
turn up and they become the next Mel Robbins, or they come up and they're the
Mm-hmm.
next they're the next Gary V. Who knows? Like I don't
Yeah.
know anyone who cusses like that, but like I'm just saying, like, but you get my point. We just
I
don't
do.
know.
Yeah. We don't know.
But right, and so our job is to
Hmm.
facilitate and find uh equip these people with
Hmm.
the things that they need in their business and
And
just their way
everyone
of
had different talents. You know, we can't do everything for everybody,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I mean, I,
So,
yeah, so I'm not a Canva person. So one of my friends is, I'm like, hey, can you help me out with this Canva part? I mean, so shout out to Heather Gauscher. Like she's my
yes,
buddy.
I just talked to her. Yes.
Yeah, so she's my buddy. But I mean, whenever I need something, so
Uh-huh.
she helped me with my branding. I mean, I creatively had the idea, but like she put it on paper and she was like, I
Uh-huh.
don't think that's enough. Let's go here. And
Right.
um so just to give people more context is like, so someone that was in the summit, I trusted enough to say, hey, this is what I want, and we built this. And
Hmm.
um so just to let you know, like there's some really good talented people that are in there, and
There are.
there's some really great people too. That's what I was gonna
Yes.
say.
Amazing hearts. Yes. Sorry, I got to adjust.
That's okay.
But that's why I decided to do the after the summit, just real raw talk, just us as individuals. I just got done with Heather. Heather and
Oh,
I
okay.
talked. Yeah.
I, I didn't even know that she was talking with you before, so it's funny. I mentioned her, but like, there's a lot of people that I'm very curious about the growth after this because I
Hmm.
know this is some of these people's first time being on a summit, and
Yes.
for me, I don't know how many I've done. I've done a lot.
Uh-huh.
I've done a lot of speaking at summits in the past, like in
Hmm.
person, and so it's just one of those things. Like, I had someone the other day. They were like, "I can't believe you just became a speaker all of a sudden," and I was like, I'm like, so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I was told at 20 years old I was going to be a speaker.
Uh-huh.
Like I was told at 20. So I mean, I've done some speaking before, and I've spoken in front of 1,000 people. Like a lot of people have not went over 50. They just haven't. And I mean, I'm talking about
True.
speakers who get paid on from stage. They're like
Right.
more than 50. They have stage fright. So you just never know where their talent is and where they're gifted. And so
Yeah.
lucky for me is these incidents. And one of the things that I in my speech was talking about these near death experiences,
You did.
how they
Yes.
how they made me step up my life but also my business.
Business.
And so
Yes.
yes, and so you're able to apply it to both your business and your life.
Hmm.
And I tell people all the time, like, I put my foot to the pedal and I put my pedal to the floor
Right.
ever since I found I was healthy. And if you do not live today like it's your last, you're missing out.
Yeah. Very good advice. Yes. But I want to thank you for taking time with me. I
Yeah.
just want to do after talks with everybody. Anything else you'd like to say or links you want to share with anybody?
Yeah, so the link I'd like to share with you guys, I gave y'all the PDF for Show Up to Win, like
Hmm.
the number two. That will be the wait list, and that's going to be where I'm going to build my community.
Hmm.
Um, Honestly, I think the biggest thing right now is this book. I would love to
Yes.
the support of the people in the summit, but also your friends. I truly believe that I wrote a book
Hmm.
that is going to leave a legacy, and it might not be right now. That's what I was
Hmm.
going to say. The timing, I didn't push it. I,
Hmm.
I've really, I really didn't do the marketing beforehand like how they do
Hmm.
with most books. I
Yeah.
just wanted it out. I wanted
Hmm.
it to be accessible to people, but
Hmm.
also I wanted to drop it on May 16th.
Hmm.
And if I would have waited, I probably would have sold more copies,
Hmm.
but I don't do things to sell more copies.
Right.
I do things that are just like, hey, when do I need to do this? What is right? What makes the best? And so that's the thing. I'd say this book would probably be one of the more important parts
Hmm.
of my legacy. And this won't be my last book. I probably have 10 books in me at least.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to congratulate you. Everybody, make sure you order your copy of Dwayne's book. It's in the empowerment group. We'll also put the link under this video too for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. And next year when you're able, and hopefully I'll be a lot bigger and on big stages, I'll make some room and make sure that I come in and be able to do some summits with you guys. But that's the thing is,
100%. Yeah.
please, 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 for everyone that's in the summit, do not feel like I'm unapproachable because I'm very approachable. Like
Yes,
I just want to let
I
everyone
reached
know
out
that.
to you.
Yes, I mean, and I have a lot of really great contacts, but if I don't know who you are and you
Hmm.
do not reach out to me, then I'm unaware. And if I'm
Right,
unaware, there's no way if I can help you. And so,
right. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dwayne. Hopefully, we could do more in the future. There will be an Empowerment Summit 2026. So I
okay,
look
well, let me
forward
know.
to having you. I'm asking you now.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to go ahead and I will say yes. I don't know like what day or whatever. We'll
Mhm.
figure it
We'll
out. But
figure it out. Yeah.
right, but you got go ahead and you have my commitment a year
Mhm.
early, in which that's the only thing I've committed to in 2026. So let you
Awesome.
run with that. So let you know how much I think of you and this group. So
Thank you.
uh, you're welcome. And so I hope everyone had an enjoyable time. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing how many other people are going to come up to this higher level because
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people who deserve it.
Yes. 100%. Well, have a good night
Okay, you too.
and make sure send me the link for your book.
Okay, I will.
All right. Talk to you
All right, thanks.
soon.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Dwayne.